Hello and welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek.
Welcome to the
Philip, you can't do the hand motions while I'm doing the intro.
I'm Darren. I'm Philip Gilbert.
Yes, you. Welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast
City
here
Alpha
on the Nerd
3.
Party Network. I can't hear my co-host now. Something's gone wrong with internal communications. That is never explained again during this entire podcast. So, Daniel, how was your week and your homework assignment?
I mean,
wait. First off, Daniel, which episode did you watch?
Of course. Well, since I have now moved up to the L's, I am on the last Outpost. So that was the episode that I watched this week, and coincidentally enough, we'll talk about it. But other than that, my week has been just PG.
Good. Just double checking. I mean, I didn't want you to accidentally watch Insurrection or something. Get those mixed up.
Oh, no.
All right. Oh, well, even though we sent about 5 of the bridge crew down, they finally restored communications. Philip, how has your week been?
Finally, I've been sitting here all alone. No one ever comes down here to where I am. I've been doing good. I've been rereading The Last Best Hope, the Star Trek Picard book, which is good. Really got me interested again in that time period and almost interested enough to maybe watch Picard again. I don't know. We'll see.
Almost.
Well, just
not quite.
Season 2's just started filming, so maybe just wait, and maybe it'll be better off. We don't know.
We'll have to do, well, we don't know if we have to, but we have to do our rewatch, get us in the mood, see if it's as good or as bad as we remember, and then sail into Season 2 to Robot Picard.
I don't know if...
Are you saying we're starting off with "Is it that bad already" for season 1 of Picard? Like, give us some time to seep.
Did you guys see the news? I know we don't normally do that sort of thing, but about the
Voyager documentary?
No, not although that's happening as well. But one of the Discovery writers has been tasked with penning the next film.
There's been so many Star Trek 4
Yeah,
rumors.
sure. I mean,
I just don't trust it anymore.
It's great, but I mean, until it actually happens, like, I don't really get worried about it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. But that's something. That's progress. I think she's supposed to team up with Quentin Tarantino, I think, is how that works at this point.
Stop.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No.
All right, well, we can give a Star Trek Voyager documentary countdown update. I don't know.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, there is still 23 days left in the Indiegogo, and they are at $650,000.
What was their goal?
So,
originally,
their goal was 150.
Oh, good. Now I don't feel bad.
We're deep into the stretch goal
stretch 5 or stretch 6
market.
Yeah.
So, they're working on stretch goal 6, which is at 175. So we're 25K from that, and that unlocks the Voyager theme music, which apparently we weren't using before.
Wait, what do you mean? Level. What does that mean? What is that? I don't like
the license, the money to license the theme music by Jerry Goldsmith to use in the documentary.
Oh, okay. That's so weird that you would. That's not okay.
No.
Licensing.
I look at it as they put other things that they wanted. No, there's weirder ones, Daniel.
Yeah,
there's weirder ones. There's, let's see, follow-up interviews for more in-depth discussions. So they're basically saying, for this 100K more from the previous stretch goal, we're going to sit with those actors
again
longer. Well, I think stretch 2 or 3 was like, make it 90 minutes. I'm like, it was only going to be an hour?
Yep, stretch goal 3, expand scope from 60 to 90 plus minutes.
Is stretch goal 7 that Garrett will literally go to everyone's house and give them a high five or something?
It does.
So yeah.
I am a donator. Like I'm a twice donator. But anyway, so I'm very supportive.
So we can rag on it. That's because you're a donator.
I will gladly make fun of it myself.
No, it's all good. We're all really excited for this. It's just it is kind of funny, like the way they're describing the stretch goals. It's a little odd.
Now there's no HD discussion, which I think some people are raising an eyebrow about. Because that was the DS9 stretch goal was to HD it up. So, which
to do some of the footage, which I think, hey, it's still 23 days left. Now, not that Indiegogos or Kickstarters usually, they don't progressively increase. Like, usually it trickles down the other way, but I think it's a 30-day campaign, so there's still like 2/3 of it left. So we'll see.
Yeah, and it's actually motivated me to watch the DS9 documentary again the other day on... It wasn't technically...
Chaos on the Bridge.
No,
no,
DS9.
not that one.
Yeah, I was about to say, it technically wasn't on Amazon. It was like a IMDb TV or whatever. I mean, you go on Amazon, it'll pop up. But anyway, so...
I saw it was on YouTube, and it was watch with ads, and I almost clicked on it the other day. Was it? Is it good for a second watch through?
It is. It really is. I mean, because one thing I was really looking forward to watching again was watching how they break down a story.
Yeah, that was a really cool part.
And I have to say, even because I saw it in the theater when it came out, but watching it on my TV, even the HD stuff, like the battle scenes, like it was still cool. Like it just seems brighter. But it was very cool.
Well, and I'm trying to think, what is the angle they're going to take with the Voyager documentary? Because the DS9 one was different. They were kind of like, we were the redheaded stepchild that no one really liked, but it's actually now, decades later, everyone is saying we're like the best show, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. It was very different than the other documentaries they've done. So I'm like, what are they going to do? Like I'm literally expecting, like, if they do chapters or something in this, or little title cards in between, whatever the worst year producing Voyager was is going to be called the Year of Hell. They're gonna do it. But I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. How they're gonna take it.
Look, I love Voyager. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of like subjects to either tackle or avoid. Like DS9 has a few, like Terry Farrell leaving and some other stuff. But like you have Cass leaving, you have Genevieve Bujold being fired, you have the seven of it all, you have Jerry and Kate. There's a lot of stuff that we have to like.
There's Beltran not carrying for 7 years, just kind of phoning it in. So
yeah, because I feel like with DS9 they addressed. I mean, they literally had like the Jimmy Kimmel or whatever late show does that. Like had the actors like hate reading the letters about DS9, which I thought was the funny thing.
Yeah, it's like I would rather they focused on like the pinnacle achievements. Like talk about Future's End, where they go back to like the 90s. Like everyone, or just something like that. Like find a fun way to look at it rather than like we're going to go through all the Voyager tropes and do a segment on it. Like that's
it's an interesting question, Darren, because like you said, the Deep Space Nine documentary had an arc, and it's a lot easier to watch with that sort of
serialized.
thing.
Right.
Yeah, so what you're saying, basically every 5 minutes of the Voyager arc is just going to be hit the reset button, and we're going to start at season 1, episode 1 all over again. So,
and then right before credits, Janeway's like, "Time's up." Take off your temporal shields, or you'll forget that you watched this documentary, and you'll watch it again.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, I'm excited. I think. I haven't backed it yet, but I'll probably at least do the digital version, which is only $25, which is really not that bad.
I will watch it for free on streaming.
That'll show them.
I will watch
you can do that too.
I will watch it.
Yeah. I do not want to pin. Those pins are kind of creep me out. So, but that's just me. Anyway. But, so today on City Alpha 3, we are having another... I was going to say, whose line is it anyway? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, is it that bad? The part of the show where the points don't matter. And we're going to be talking about Next Gen, The Last Outpost, Season 1, Episode 5. We all watched the same episode. And this is also known as the one where the Ferengi are introduced with their laser whips and their white... are they prophets? Are Ferengis prophets?
Oh, yeah.
Are they for profits?
Quark does go see the prophets. So
yeah,
they didn't say the view screen was distorted.
We have Armin. Yeah, like they're purposely. Which I mean, is that? Oh, they're basically saying it's zoomed in because that's kind of all it is. So is that a level 3 distortion?
It was a really good effect, though. I will say that. Like his ginormous head, it's like staring down Picard, was kind of a cool effect.
Yeah. So, are you saying that Ferengis have perfected the zoom background before we even knew?
Yeah, it's keying out the background so you don't have to see the shambles of the rest of that ship. Although that ship is huge.
Yeah,
it's a pretty big ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do first, not first thoughts, but just overall impressions. Like, because I have some from this, and then we'll get into the cringe. But let's see, Philip. Yes, there's the Ferengi.
What's a class? What is the
Marauder class?
The
Marauder
class.
Marauder class? Yankee Traders, I think, is what it comes up under Encyclopedia Datica.
Yankee. Even that word is no.
Well,
racist.
I know you're thinking of the red, white, and blue, but not the more proper French.
This episode is so weird.
Yeah. Well, now I'm trying to. Okay. So overall impression. Go, Philip.
Well, I can't do the hand
Please
movements
go.
over podcast. So I can't give my overall impression. I will skip to the end, and then hopefully I'm not like defeating. We're not, because I'm thinking, is it that bad? And I watched the end of it. I'm like, is it that bad? No, it's just boring. I mean, and I'm sorry to say that, but like, and we'll get into it. But like this, like the whole 50% of the episode is just them going like, "Oh, we're stuck. What do we do? I don't know. What do we do? We sure are stuck. Don't know what to do. Maybe it's the Ferengi. What do we do? We're stuck." And like 50% goes like, "Beam down to the blinking planet already," and like that's like, so it's like the 10-15 minutes of like, all right, now it'll get good, and like, oh no, it's the Ferengi. Well, so much for that being good. And then you just have the creepy sector patrol guy, I don't know, whatever. And so like to me it wasn't, I didn't cringe. Like I feel like if we'd watched the episode before this, it would have been cringe, but but to me it was I mean, I hate to be boring. It was boring. Like, so it wasn't like, oh, this is bad. I'm like, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I think cringe is a word. Like, it's season 1. It's painfully obvious they're getting used to their characters. Like, they don't know what to say or how to say it. Like, Picard's almost got like not an accent, but like he's talking in a certain way for some reason. Like, projecting. Like, he's projecting to the back row, but they're on a bridge. And
he's a theater man.
There's
Darn
just it's theater, and it's like, you know, but yeah, I had kind of the same feel, Philip. Like there are parts that are actually kind of interesting. Like if you kind of turn off the thinking about like what they wanted this to be and how it failed at that, you know, with the Ferengi being this new interesting enemy, and then they beam down to the planet and they like wash all of that away. But like the stuff leading up to that with the giant white background, and you know, he's got a clipped backwards kind of Yoda-esque way of talking. You know, there's a little bit of a mystery. Where is it? You know, are we holding them? Are they holding us? And then it's just, it honestly feels like they don't know what to do with so much of a cast. Like, there are so many people that have things to do in this episode. Like, it's kind of nuts. You have Worf doing stuff in the back. You have Tasha doing stuff. You have, you know, Beverly and Geordi and Data, and everyone's talking. Data talks, and this time apparently they hear him, and they gets in trouble. And there's the Chinese, you know, finger torture test scene, and it's like, there's like, you know what? We got 100 things we want to do in this episode. And they put them all in, so it is packed with something. And then they beam down to the planet, and it's like, what is going on? It feels, I don't know if this was one of those TOS holdover scripts that like they, because it feels like it.
100%.
It's a perfect transition, because that's exactly what I was going to say. I was like,
yeah, okay, go for it, Daniel. Go for it.
It feels like a TOS episode, like through and through, like between how,
but with 20 people instead of 3.
Yeah.
Instead of the core 3, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, which would work, there's like 9 of them.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
But it's like, oh, we're introduced to some crazy new alien species that are exactly on equal footing. They're good at some things and we're good at others. And then we go down to the planet and there's a super powerful being that's all powerful and can do whatever. And we have to pass some sort of test. And it's like, I'm like, this has got to be a Phase 2 script. It's got to be a Phase... And I was shocked to learn that it was not a Phase 2 script at all. It was wholly original. But I was thinking the entire time, this is a TOS. It's somehow TOS related, but it's not.
Yeah, because the one thing I thought of as someone who's in the middle of a TOS rewatch, actually, it's near the end to tell you the truth, in that season 3. But anyway, and there's just the one scene that just like, I don't know why, it just threw out. Maybe because even in Next Gen later, they don't do this. But when they do the away team, like, I don't remember them taking 5 people every time. Like, and so, like, I'm like, they just wanted to fill up the entire transporter pad, which is not, I have to hold 6, I know. But anyway, I was just like, that is a lot of people. Like, the whole cast, basically, except for...
And they didn't beam down with phasers, but then Tasha beamed down later, or she did? Like, I kind of glossed over that part.
The old
it was very
Dustbuster.
important that you understand how the Ferengi feel about females.
Oh, gosh, yes.
So that's why she had to be different and separated.
So here's, again, it's like, it feels like a first draft. Like, they put so much into it that but they didn't polish it. So it's like, okay, not only are they beaming down to this planet, but then the transporter gets like scrambled and they all end up in random places. But not only do they end up in random places, but Geordi's upside down. It's like, there's 5 ideas and they kept them all.
Geordi was real snarky to Commander Riker when he was upside down. I was like, I know they're pally, kind of, but this is early on, and he's like...
Do I look conscious?
Is this an official report?
Excuse
Sorry,
me?
sir. And Data and... Yeah, you could just feel, especially when Data and Geordi are talking, like, sitting in the front of the bridge. Again, not only do the Ferengi hear them... And then they call it out. They're like, dude, Data, he totally hurt you.
It's weird because I'm like right next to the front view screen. I don't know why.
What is going on? But the way it's just, it feels like a season, like they're really getting into their characters. Like they don't, and again, I'm not saying this is against them because that just happens as new shows start. Like, it takes a couple episodes. Like Patrick Stewart acting in season 7 is going to totally be different than season 1, episode 4. But it's really obvious that they're not in a groove yet at all.
If I can steal an expression about how thick this story is, it's not much to write home about.
Oh, jeez. No, you gotta say it twice. Like, in another context then to make the... I mean, again, the Guardian of the Last Outpost and the challenge and the mind games, like, again, okay, not a terrible plot on its own, but we did that, and we did meeting the Ferengi, and of course it's got to be the first time we meet the Ferengi, and we don't know anything about them, but then we kind of do, and then we talk about Yankee traders, and Data's an encyclopedia, and it's like, there's like 50 concepts in this episode, and they do every single one of them. And it's like, par it down, guys.
But I mean, it's also like when you say first draft, it's also like, I can see in like the show Bible, what are the Ferengi? They're like Yankee traders. Like, you don't say it during the episode. Yeah. It's like, sir, we've encountered the Klingons. They appear to be a warrior honor-bound race that, I'm like, no, you just show it. You don't be like, read the description.
That's it. I think that's it. There's no showing. Yeah. There's so much exposition and talking in this episode, like a lot of it. So much so that they hear it inside the episode, and the Ferengi pick up on it.
I did like the I don't know. It's hard to tell what's changed, but like this has to be a change, right? Because when they do the camera view, like from the captains or whether it's from tactical, anyway, when you can see the bridge layout, the con and ops are almost like a V to each other, and they're like, really
they
close.
Started like that.
And like they had to eventually spread apart and just be straight ahead.
Well, and because this is the season 1 layback where the chair is like practically a recliner, and they start as that V.
And you can whisper to your bridge mate.
No, you can't whisper. It doesn't work, Philip.
You can whisper.
You're right next to the microphone.
Yeah, don't do it when there's a meeting going on, man. Like when you're on a telecall. Don't do it then.
And again, I mean, we get. I think, like you said, Philip, it's like every check in the Bible, the story Bible. It's like, let's see. So Riker's got to be the smart one and come up with the right answer. But Worf's also got to jump in and be like, I'm honor bound to fight, because that's what he does every episode. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Picard has to make a French reference because he's French.
Yep. Yes, which was like. Yes, red, white, and blue like America, not like red, white, and blue like France. And I'm like, what? This is the weakest comparison you've ever made, Picard.
Uncle who?
Oh, gosh, yeah. It's like, what what does or doesn't, what pop culture, not even pop culture, just historical culture, do they not or do not know? I just like
the reference. When I thought they did the reference, Data was like, Uncle, which is weird, but whatever. Uncle Sam, Yankee. And I think that's the end of it. That's it. They go on for 5 more minutes.
No, they don't stop. And, oh, yeah. You know what, guys? What I also want in this show? There's just kids playing with the ships. Let's keep that in. Like, it's just, there's so many ideas. And they...
Boys will
instead
be
of throwing them at the
Darren.
wall to see what stick. Oh my god!
See, here's everything we're complaining about.
It's so cringe. It's so cringy.
Everything we're complaining about now, and most specifically, the whole Ferengi part of this episode. Like, it's not bad. It's bad in hindsight. So, like, this episode is, if you're comparing it to, like you're saying, all the characterization's weird because it's so early on, and the writing is a little odd, and all of these things that we know much better later on it just feels a little off. I don't think it's bad. It's just different than what we're used to. So I don't think it's a quality thing. I think it's a learning thing, if that makes any sense.
I mean, it's very. I mean, the pacing sucks. I mean, to use the word, because I'm just thinking, like, if you're breaking this episode, like Act 1, they're stuck and they talk about it. Act 2, they're still stuck, and they talk about it more.
Remember, there's 5 acts in a Star Trek episode, so...
What did you write down for this outline of, like, yep, they're still stuck, and then, but I think there's the Ferengi. I'm like, you wrote, like, 3 sentences for this act. I mean, we got, like, 30 minutes to fill, buddy.
I do want to talk, just real briefly, because I don't know if we'll ever get to it, but it struck me at how very quickly everybody on the Enterprise gave up. They're just like, okay, we're gonna die now. Like, why did nobody get in a shuttlecraft? Nobody tried to get into escape pods.
Yeah.
There's a planet right there, man. Like, they're just like, we're all gonna die in the same room together, real cold like. And I'm like, what the hell's going on, man?
Yeah,
well, 20 minutes in,
I forgot there was like that brush with death.
Well, 20 minutes in, Troy's like, maybe it's the planet, guys.
Yeah. No. She, and of course, like, they couldn't write her to say that. She had to say, like, I got to raise my hand, Captain. If I may be so bold, maybe it's the planet we're next to. Maybe. And
because, like, to me, like, they don't address, and I get it, but I like, you know, they think the Ferengi have got them stuck, which is, I get it. There was an attack, such as it was, but the Ferengi are just not doing anything. Like, oh, they got us.
No.
What? Why aren't they attacking them? What? I mean, I think after like 10 minutes, you'd be like, well, maybe they're stuck too.
Yeah, it's, and then there's other things that you see, like, because it's season 1, like, you have crazy, expensive, like, 3D rotating holograms on the table, and it's like, this is awesome, and we'd like never see that ever again. And they're just like, oh no, we blew our budget on that.
We'll see it again, Darren, in later series.
Well, yeah, but
we'll come back.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, for TNG, they don't as much later on.
Picard was like, nothing but panels after this.
Geordi can't give a good PowerPoint presentation if he's not standing in the corner gesturing to the screen.
Hey, they all stand in the conference room scene here. Nobody sits in a chair. There's no table. They're just standing around, and I was like, what's going on here?
I noticed that too. It's like, are they just standing like at a lounge or something? Because they're just having like a smoke break in the back. No, what did he call it? Like they looked at everyone. Okay, everyone, battle conference now, or something like that. And
conference discussion.
I mean, he didn't call it exactly that. Yeah, and it's just like, okay, is it like a code 47 or something? Is that what we're doing? And they all go file in. Then they're standing
in a group. They're not even like spread out.
They're like, okay, guys, we got to workshop this problem here. So we need, we're going to put one of those giant sticky pads on the wall, and we're each going to write with everyone got their colored sticky notes. Okay, we're good. Oh, that's what it feels like.
And that entire scene is pointless anyways, because they come out of it with nothing new. They're like, well, maybe it is the Ferengi. What should we do?
No. And then that's when like Tasha calls in, like, hey, just thought it's like Galaxy Quest. Hey guys, just thought you might want to know we're almost out of power. We're about to die. Just okay. They're just telling me down here. And then what's the whole thing with the engineering?
That's my favorite part.
Why is that a thing?
My favorite part is...
Why is that a thing?
They're like, engineering, Jordy, go see what's going on. And then, like, a minute later, like, Riker, Jordy can't do it. Go after him. But then my best part is, they go down to engineering. Do they talk to anyone?
No, they don't. Because there's no chief engineer. I swear there's got to be a writers' meeting after this episode. Like, guys, I know we didn't want to have, like, a main engineer, but we need a main engineer. And you know what? They sent Geordi down there first, so let's just make him the engineer.
He didn't know what he was talking about.
He seemed to... Well, yeah, then when they get down there, they're, like, super casual with each other, and they're like, sup, bro? I need this at 150% to do the thing. Yeah.
You don't see the engineer going, like,
what is going on?
Aren't you the helm guy? What are you telling me what to do?
Who's flying the ship right now? You're down in the engine room.
Worf, oh, no.
You can't do that. Oh, gosh. But, yeah, it's so weird. But like you said, Daniel, like, I think a lot of that is, I mean, yeah, obviously we look at it in hindsight of dozens and dozens of years, since this came out. But honestly, watching it again, I like a lot of the Ferengi stuff on the bridge. Like, it's actually kind of intriguing, and you're kind of like, okay, this is kind of interesting. And then it all kind of falls apart when they beam down to the planet. And was that supposed to be the bait and switch? That, like, oh, they're actually small men that hate women and clothing and are super sexist. It's like, okay, they were kind of interesting, and you just kind of flushed all that away.
Yeah, because what again, first draft, what is the follow-up to them distorting the screen? Their size, so they were zoomed in, so they look big. I mean... Okay. I mean, like, even though I know it's going to happen.
Well, and it's against their culture to do visual communication, but then every Ferengi after this are just like, whatevs.
Well, see, this is why you can't look at it that way. This is the biggest problem with this episode. It's honestly, it's like the canonicity of what's going on is you just have to accept it as...
This was just a fever dream for Picard the entire time. It didn't actually happen.
If you look at this episode and think, they're not Ferengi, they're the Balashians or whatever.
They that stole a Ferengi ship. They're not actually. We never actually even made the Ferengi.
Whatever.
The Balashians.
It's just like whatever. It's just don't look at it that way. It's easier to be like, okay, these guys are just dumb. Like they're just one-off Star Trek villains. That's what you think they are.
Right.
I just can't.
And it's...
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just going to say. I mean, like, it's hard to take him seriously. I mean, as you were saying, Darren, again, I'm erasing all knowledge.
You can't take him seriously at all.
Like watching the view screen.
That's the problem.
Okay, interesting, kind of. I mean, whatever. But then once they get to the planet and they can't stand the F still for 5 seconds, and they're like, but they all have to be within each other's zone. Like, what? You can't film someone by themselves or something? And
well, and again, like the part where they're flat out lying. Like, that is a valid tactic.
I was the one who gave him the idea for that.
Yeah, it's...
what are you doing?
Yeah,
I liked, like you, Darren, I kind of liked the stuff on the bridge beforehand because I liked when Picard got called out for lying to them. Like, straight out bluffing them and being like, oh, wait a minute, your ship is all out of sorts now, too. And you thought you were going to pull one over on it. You asked for a surrender when you can't do nothing. Like, I thought that was pretty good. And then, like you say, the guy on the bridge, smart, capable.
He was actually very smart.
Leader.
But you can see why he's the captain. Because the people he beamed down were not the top candidates.
See, the problem was he beamed down the second officer whose life he was going to give up. That's not the guy.
Oh, there you go. Per their laws. Well, it's like, man, the Ferengi could have been. And again, I know this is hindsight of like what we actually get with the Ferengi later, like when they actually are developed more. I would have wanted the Ferengi to be cunning, like actually, like, or skilled liars, where you can't really work with them because you don't really know what they're going to say, and they're going to always twist everything to their advantage, not through brute force like the Klingons do, but through cunning and guile and stuff. But instead, we get Planet of the Apes rejects like swinging around the the planet stage 9 and
wiggling their pool noodles all over the place.
Oh my gosh, it's.
I was almost wondering.
Yeah.
Part of
and we got to add, because again we got 100 concepts in this episode. And their phasers don't work, but they kind of loop around. But then the other laser whips do, but then they don't use them. But then it's like guys, condense, pick a thing and stick to it.
I was wondering whether the prop was supposed to do that. In other words, when the laser no longer works and it just stood straight out, I'm like, that's not good. That doesn't look like it looks dumb. They should have had it. It goes out, nothing happens, and then
it doesn't snap. It just kind of goes woo,
and then whirls back. Like you gotta, but just like having it fully extended, it looks bad, guys.
Well, and they're like, maybe they're as advanced as we are, and they're in furs with whips,
which in another context, here, no, it's not good.
Well, and it's almost like the Packlids, really, where it's like, how do these people have a starship when they don't seem to be that level of a society?
Yeah.
Gosh, who picked this to watch?
Well, even the Portal guy. Portal, I think, is how he was credited, if I remember correctly. Bad makeup, but
the Guardian.
We'll forgive it for her, I suppose, even though we shouldn't.
Portal 63
personality is
made by Valve.
The Ferengi makeup is good. I mean, it evolves a little bit in the face.
Yeah,
but it's good.
It better be good. It's going to take up 85% of the screen when Picard talks to him.
But when it came to Portal guy, they're like, I don't know, wig, good.
Yeah, he's got a pike axe because reasons.
Yeah. This is a very TOS-y thing, but his abilities
it's so TOS.
It's his his capabilities are completely arbitrary. What can he do? I guess he can hold.
He could see in his mind.
He can read minds. He also can hold starships, but he doesn't know what year it is. And also, he's terrible. I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever.
And then, like you said, Philip, you get to that final act, and it's like they're back on the ship, or not they're back on the ship, but we view back on the ship, and they're just like, well, I guess I'll just die, because they're just laying there, what we have this scene with Beverly where she's like, I was gonna give my son a sedative, and then Picard's all no, he's a man. He should have the choice to be alive or be awake while he dies. And I was like, what?
Such a weird scene.
It's such a weird scene.
So bizarre.
It's like, not now, Beverly. Go give him a sedative.
We also have the very TOS ending of, let's beam all these Chinese finger traps onto the Ferengi ship.
And then there'll be no Chinese at all.
Or TAS.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da. Like TOS or TAS, those crazy.
I had to look it up.
That's what
the
they
Portal
did.
guy, and he's not. But watching the whole time, I'm like, he looks really familiar, and it's not this guy. It looks like William Sadler, if you don't know the name, Sloan from Section 31.
Yeah.
And the whole time, I'm like,
I can see that.
That's exactly like him, and I'm just like, I'm not listening to anything he's saying. I'm just like,
I feel like they were trying to go for a David Warner kind of feel, like the way he talked and the way he kind of I don't know, just was reacting.
Yeah, and I didn't really get a feel. I know there's 5 minutes left, but in the show, by the time he's actually talking to Riker, but I didn't really get a feel for their thing. I don't know anything about them because they seem like we're all. It's like the great powerful Oz, and they're like, "Hey, it's what up?"
Well, it made me think of the Iconians. That was a well done episode about a society that has collapsed and is extinct. But this was it was this galaxy, or was spanning hundreds of solar systems, and then one of the suns and one of the solar systems went nova. So
we
apparently,
have to give,
I'm what?
We all have to apologize to JJ Trek for not being the first ones to have that crazy idea. It was also interesting to me, and again, this is only in hindsight, but Data has to have this whole PowerPoint presentation about this Takan Empire. There's no possible way Picard doesn't have 14 Takan trinkets in his quarters. He absolutely knows who they are.
I did my research paper as a fellow on the Takan Empire. Of course I know everything about them.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about you making me watch this episode, I don't think
just call me out.
Well, I don't think I could have ever told you why the name of this episode was The Last Outpost. I'm like, it's one of the Ferengi. Nope. I know that. But why it's called that, I would have never been able to guess until I watched it.
And now we know, because we actually had to watch it again. It's like, it's the last outpost of the fallen empire. Yeah. Great.
But I like, even it's still unresolved, because like he's like, you seem like a nice guy. I'll turn your ship back on, and should do the other guys too. And Riker's like, I don't know, sure, why not? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back to sleep, guys.
Again, very TOS, where they're like, well, we were once like them, and if we kill them, they won't eventually become us.
They learn their lesson.
Is basically what he's saying.
That ending scene that Philip was just mentioning, when Riker's talking to the guy, and he's like, oh yes, your ships are released, and the portal guy is like, I shall return to sleep until I'm needed again. Wait a minute. You stopped us, man. You were trying to mess with us.
We didn't call you. You called us. Like, is this the pizza place? No, you called us. What's going on?
Well, my job here is done. You didn't do anything, didn't I?
Sure
didn't
is
I?
Yeah, it did.
And that's why, like, his motivations make no sense, and like the whole setup of that entire thing, I'm like, why did he stop these ships? Does he stop every ship? Does he just try to kill everyone for fun?
Yeah, I didn't get like he needs power to power him, but like, I mean, I'm trying to extrapolate a lot. None of it's given that, because like even the phaser power is taken, and they're like, okay, they're powering up the holographic interface, like it's the Citadel or something, Daniel. And so like, but it's just why.
Yeah, I don't know. Because then he has the power to release them anyways. So it's like that's not these crystalline structures are naturally whatever.
Well, and I forgot that
they feel like foam to me, sir.
Yeah.
So bad. I mean,
Well, and then I forgot about the very beginning plot of like, the Ferengi stole the thing, so we got to chase him down and make him give it back.
Now, Darren,
I'm like, I totally forgot that whole part of the plot.
Now, Darren, I know your favorite part because this struck me that the entire first part of the episode, we just get Ferengi butt of the ship the whole time.
Right.
But luckily, the Ferengi are very helpful, and they're like, you know what? We're going to turn around for the rest of the episode just for you.
You know what? We spent a lot of time on this model, so let's just have them turn around.
Though I do love that, like, even on the episode, the bottom is very Star Wars-y. Like, the top is very fine and finished. The bottom is just like, I don't know. That's just where we keep stuff.
Well, I'm pretty sure they based it off of like a horseshoe crab or something.
Cool design. I like it. It is weird.
It's an interesting design.
Well, it does feel weird that the Ferengi would have capital ships like that. But again, that's
capital.
hindsight.
But like one part I got confused about during the episode, and maybe I'm just stupid. There's a part where they say, "Oh, look, they're moving." And I couldn't tell if something was moving on the ship or they were just moving forward.
Yeah, it's like, because
I thought if that moved, that's cool.
Picard was saying to Geordi, like, don't anticipate, like, why are you moving towards them? And they're like, it's not me, sir. I got the parking brake on. We're still moving forward. It's just like, what? My hand slipped. There's no tactile in this interface. It's just a piece of glass.
It's like us when we're playing Bridge Crew.
And then Riker's like, Geordi, I don't trust you to drive anymore. Activate what was it called?
The manual joystick.
The manual to tactical interface. Squeeze the trigger and then lean left. Well, yeah, and then there was that whole other subplot. Gosh, there's so many subplots, guys. So much happens in this episode, and nothing happens in this episode at the same time. But then there's the whole, like, which again reminded me of like Booby Trap and stuff, where it's like, okay, the more force we push, the more it reacts to us, but there's a slight delay. So maybe if we kick it into warp 9,
punch it in the face,
kick the fires and light the tires.
That's what you're talking about.
Oh God, it's like, what is going on? And then they try it and they're just like, oh no, didn't work. Move on to the next thing. It's just, I
guess we're all dead now. Oh well.
I guess we're just
Face
die.
it like a man.
Jeez. But
Honestly,
yeah,
I also like that Will Wheaton was just not available. They just didn't want to pay him this episode. It's like, where's Wesley? Yeah, quarters.
Yeah, maybe he's sedated, maybe not. We'll never know.
I think he had prom that weekend or something.
Well, and again, like the way they were talking in engineering, I thought Wesley was going to be there because there's like fast and loose down in engineering. There's like, hey Bob, it's like Office Space. Hey Bob, could you get the warp core going up to 85? That'd be great.
It's exactly like
maybe
Office
restore
Space.
communication.
They have no supervisor though. People are just like, I don't know.
There's none.
I'm pressing
There's
buttons.
none.
That's all the job that I have.
It's like Lower Decks. It's like, oh, here comes the boss. Got to look good. Got to look like I know what I'm doing.
Who do you report to? I don't know. Who do you report to? That guy with the visor?
I thought it was you.
Don't we outrank him?
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you were the boss.
But yeah, like you said, Philip, when Geordi left, and then like literally like 2 minutes later, Picard's like, not good enough. He hasn't called me. Immediately back. And was it ever explained why they lost communication for no good reason?
And you would just think like, oh, we've lost internal communications, but no, they don't.
But they never state that.
I know.
I mean, they do, but they don't say like, oh, the power drain is disrupting internal communication. Look right there. Solve that plot problem.
Yar gets a line.
But it
simple line
it
of
doesn't
dialogue.
really solve that plot problem.
Yeah, I know.
He should have said manual printouts only.
Yankee traders? What? No, see, they're being taken over by the Ferengi. And that was also a slightly interesting story where for a good chunk of the beginning of the story, they thought the Ferengi were doing it. And so they're like, oh my gosh, like these new aliens are kicking our butts. Like we might have to sign a surrender. And then, Picard's quick on his feet when they're like, we surrender to you. And he's like, yes, that is exactly what I meant. You surrender to us, not the other way around at all. No, yes.
Here's the thing with early TNG Picard is he's really quick to give up the surrender button. Like he encounter
or blow up the ship because they talk about it. They're like
choices.
That thing that we must not be named, the greatest of sacrifices. It's like, you mean blow up the ship? Like you're being awfully cryptic, Picard.
I'd not separate the ship. It's what are you talking about?
Yeah. Why did they do that? Like, I love separating the ship. It's like the thing that the ship does.
They don't even need to do that. There's an M-class planet right there. They just
you saw what happened when we beamed down to it. We're going to end up on the other.
Use the shuttlecrafts, man.
Crash the saucer in there.
That makes no sense, Daniel. Why would you? We don't have a shuttle-based set, Daniel. We can't use the shuttlecrafts.
All right. Use the captain's yacht.
Oh boy,
it's only a model, Daniel. It doesn't separate. We can't. Oh man!
But I have to say,
it's interesting though
actually,
watching
in my opinion. And I was just going to say with the Ferengi ship, it's actually never followed up, in my opinion. Like their ship is like it's supposed to be like exactly the same size as the Enterprise. I mean, I don't know, but anyway, it's supposed to be very big.
It's
yeah,
huge.
and like judging from like the lights that you see, I mean,
if they have all the space for the 5 people that are on it.
But like to me, you've never see a Ferengi ship. I mean, you do, but like it never looks that big, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but it always seems smaller anytime we see it after that. But like it's like a warbird or Romulan warbird. Like it just never matches that bigness that we see in this episode.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's interesting though. I think like kind of my takeaway from this is it's not. Is it a bad episode? Yes, it's definitely bad. But it's bad for a lot of other reasons that aren't. Those reasons aren't shared in necessarily other episodes that are bad. You know what I mean? What I'm saying, like, it has a unique badness.
There's no candle.
There's no candle. But yeah, so is it that bad? Yeah, I mean, but it's not bad like Code of Honor is bad. You know what I mean?
I like how the answer like, is it that bad? You're like, I mean, not like that bad, but like it's a different kind of bad.
Or like Shades of Grey. Like again, it's bad in its own way.
I mean, that was going to be, my answer to the question. It is not that bad. It is bad. It is a bad episode. It is boring. It is confusing. It's messy in terms of what we know comes afterwards. It's sloppy and it's early and it's ugly, but it's not that bad.
It's short and it's fat.
You sell you really well, Daniel.
But it's not that bad. I mean, it's like there's the one we watched for TOS was way more offensive and terrible. Well, the ones
the Savage
you
Curtain.
guys watched for
You
TOS.
didn't even watch it, Daniel. What are you complaining
the way
about?
he's heard it.
Yeah. The way
Oh, yeah,
the way I
yeah.
heard about it.
He read Memory Alpha. It's all the same.
But you just listed off a list of like notoriously bad episodes. Something like Shades of Grey, something like the Candle one. Like those ones are that bad. This one is not that bad. It's not like top 10 worst episode. It would just be forgettable somewhere in the bottom 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. Really.
That's why when you're telling someone who wants to get into Star Trek to start watching TNG, you're like, but let me give you a list.
For first season.
Like, don't just start at the beginning and go in order. God
Data
forbid,
Lord,
don't do that.
Justice, Where No Man's Gone Before, or No One's Gone Before.
Yeah.
Which is the next episode is Where No One Has Gone Before, so,
That's a good one.
So the rating's gonna go like down and then up. Yeah. Which also has a lot of TOS vibes, but in a very good way, not in this way.
We had 24 episodes to do, Darren, or however many it was.
That's true. Yeah. There was a lot that first season. I'm trying to remember how many. There was like, I think there was like 26
God bless.
in the first season. There was a lot.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's boring. I mean, it picks up, but I mean, like now, if I can step back for a second, is it cool to watch the Enterprise in HD? I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm watching Next Gen. This is cool. It's all my crew plus Yar.
Right.
And it was cool. So I mean, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm watching Next Gen. It's HD. I mean, I'm watching on Paramount Plus. So I'm like, oh, cool.
What are you like punching a niner in the gut while you're saying that, or just? It's like, oh yeah, how was watching that terrible Next Gen episode? I could never get past the fact that it was in glorious HD.
Watch your best episode of DS9 and it's grainy SD.
Yeah. Am I looking at a postage stamp? What is this? Oh, you know what I want to do now? I need to get out my Blu-ray for season 1, because I'm pretty sure don't those have all of the trailers, the TV spots?
Oh gosh.
Because I really want to watch the TV spot for this one. It's like
a mysterious Ferengi pose a threat to the Enterprise.
Picard is in danger as the ship is shutting down around him. Yankee traitors, sir? But then Riker beams down to the planet to meet the mysterious Ferengi.
Everyone on
Do I look like I'm conscious? And it's just like, it's like random interspersed
Will this
lines.
maybe
everyone on the Enterprise is going to die.
How do we face death?
Well, I would don't let him be a man and die awake. Wait, what? That's the line you picked to insert into the next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation. And we're just like, I think, yeah, TV Guide. No, we're just gonna pass on this one. Oh man! All right. Well, any final thoughts? Anything anyone didn't get to share?
So, one quick thing, just because, again, we've touched on it, but, like, what we see in this episode versus the Ferengi that we know, essentially, as Star Trek fans, it's really interesting the aspects of the lore they picked from this episode to keep. And I would have thought one of the things that they would have been, like, dropped right off the edge of the cliff would have been the sexist thing, but they stuck with it. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the list of Ferengi stuff. Like, guys, the fan feedback is it doesn't work. What should we get rid of? Laser whips, yeah, that doesn't
Laser
work.
whips.
The fur, get rid of the fur. Glaring sexism. No, hold on.
There could be story potential in that.
And to be fair, they absolutely address it, and it makes for some interesting storytelling later on. But it is interesting what they chose. Like, they make a joke. I think Quark makes a joke about laser whips at some point. But it's most forgotten in history. So it's just interesting to kind of go back and be like, I don't know if Ron Moore or like Ira Stephen, who was a fan of this episode, was like, there's a lot of missed opportunity here. Because there's plenty of one-off Star Trek.
Guys, you got to look for the gem in the middle of the... Well, it's not so much a gem, but like a rock that's slightly... Oh, yeah, and apparently, it's gold now. Like, later Data specifically says, like, it's not gold, but apparently now it's gold.
Well, the big ones in season 1 are gold. The little ones later are... No. That's what makes it so thick in that first season. But
I thought it was chocolate.
I will have to say, I'm forgetting the title of the episode, but the next Ferengi outing is actually, they still kind of maintain...
The battle.
Yes, there you go. They still...
The battle was really interesting.
They still maintain that kind of menacing... Like, they're not comic relief yet.
Right.
They're still kind of menacing.
Well, because again, it's he's trying to outsmart Picard, and there's revenge, and there's like intrigue. Like, that's really... I think that's what most people do. They're just like, let's just forget the last Outpost and start here. So I quickly watched the last Outpost trailer. It's like 30 seconds. It's really short, but it's literally like, the Enterprise loses power, and beams down to a planet where a savage race attacks them, but an even greater force threatens them both. And then it spoils the ending where it shows the axe thing like stop and not kill Riker. So...
Thanks, Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
They really leaned into that, man. Wow. Which, by the way...
one of your Earth books on Sun Tzu. It's like,
I hate to be that guy, which means I'm going to be that guy. He's not a real person. Like, it's like, historically regarded, it's just a collection of things. There's not a real guy named Sun Tzu, but I like how they're... Anyway.
Yeah. But, oh, gosh. Yeah, it's like Data's a dictionary, Geordi laughs, like all these, like they're making up tropes for no reason to start with. And then they hit them all in this episode. All right. Well, yeah, so it sounds like we have It's That Bad, It's Bad, but Not That Bad. And what was yours, Philip? It's Boring Bad.
Snores Fest. Yep.
Well, that's the point of Is It Not That Bad? Sometimes we find an episode like Spock's Brain where we make a slight twist to it, and it's actually really interesting. And then you have other episodes like this one where you wish you would have the teacher wipe it from your memory. So next week we will talk about something else, but later we'll have another Is It That Bad from Deep Space Nine.
Ooh.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Brew.
Stranded here. Sorry, just cleared my throat. On City Alpha 3.